C.J. Cron has been red hot for the Rays, riding a 9-game hitting streak into Anaheim, where for the first time he will face his former club. The Angels have also been flying high, led by two-time MVP Mike Trout and two-way sensation Shohei Ohtani. Late night with the Rays from Southern California starts now. We welcome you to Orange County, Anaheim, where the Rays continue their coast-to-coast road trip. Stop number 3 in Game 1 of a 4-game series, the Rays squaring off against the Angels. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Late night with the Rays, with Brian Anderson doing stats. We'll hear from Michelle Margot throughout the evening. Well, the Rays have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5. 4-3 on this road trip, and they've been led by C.J. Cron, who has a homecoming here, and he carries a hot bat into this series.
You know that he had this date circled on his calendar, coming back to play against the team that traded him this offseason, and he could not be coming in here in a better spot. Really, you got the on-base streak going of 21 straight games, but how about the hitting streak? 9-game hitting streak and nothing cheap about it. You see 3 home runs, 6 driven in with that .395 average. 6 of the 9, by the way, have been multi-hit efforts, so he's getting it done in a big way.
You know, this is a different team than the one the Rays saw last year when the Angels finished 80 and 82. They still have Mike Trout, but they've added Ohtani, and they have a potent lineup.
They absolutely do, scoring a lot of runs, and obviously led by Mike Trout once again, off to another great start. You look at his batting average right now, and he's at .298, but how about this? A .440 on-base percentage, leads the American League in walks, leads his team in home runs with 12, has driven in 25, and just for the sake of it, he's 8 for 8 in the stolen base department. One of the best players, probably the best player in the game today. And Shohei Ohtani, I mean, you talk about what he's doing on the mound as if he needs to add to that. Look what he's doing with the stick. .325 average, 5 home runs, 16 driven in, and he's done all of that in just 77 at-bats, showing great plate coverage. Right now, he's handling all those pitches in all the way across the plate.
Another edition of Late Night with the Rays coming your way. Opening game of this 4-game series from Anaheim.
Rays, where we show some of your favorite Rays players some epic manager meltdowns. Here is a sneak peek with Brad Miller.
In Seattle one time, he did the hat toss into the stands, and everybody went crazy. Like, as he's walking off the field, hat off into the stands, and that was pretty good. So always remember his ejections.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of these.
Yeah, I mean, taking the base, phenomenal move. Just throwing it down there. Yeah, that was great. That's one of the best ones I think we'll see, for a long time. Umpire wearing it. Base in the hallway. Love it.
We'll be doing this not just all night long, but all series long. Dwayne, up to you in the booth.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Lovely night for baseball here in Anaheim. But we'll take a quick look at the starting lineup for the Rays tonight. It's presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Denard Span's going to lead it off. He'll be in left, with C.J. Crone hitting second, the DH. Daniel Robertson bats third. Ramos, the cleanup hitter, and Andy Echeverria will follow, and then Brad Miller. Christian Arroyo in here, and he will play third base and hit seventh. Field and center batting eighth, and Rev Snyder in right field batting ninth.
Well, taking them out tonight for the Los Angeles Angels is going to be left-hander Tyler Skaggs, one of the more consistent starters that Mike Scioscia has here in this starting rotation. He's making his 9th start of the season, and 7 of the 8 that he's already made. He's given up 2 earned runs or fewer, and that works out to that 3.07 earned run average in 44 innings of work. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we have Justin Upton, Mike Trout, and Cole Calhoun. Across the infield, third to first, Zach Cozart, Andrelton Simmons, Ian Kinsler, and Albert Pujols, with Martin Maldonado behind the dish.
Here we go. The Rays coming off that sweep of Kansas City. And Denard Span set to lead it off against the left-hander Tyler Skaggs. The Rays even on the year against left-handed starting pitchers, 7-7, and hitting .269 against them. You see Span at .254, and interestingly enough, .381 against left-handed pitching. Laz Diaz ready to go. And here is the first pitch from Tyler Skaggs. That's a strike call. Start this game with a fastball.
Well, and you can already see, and this is something to keep an eye on, but Tyler Skaggs creating angles, working the ball downhill, tall, lanky lefty.
And the ground ball to the right side. Kinsler at second base takes care of that. 66 degrees at game time, very comfortable to get this one underway as C.J. Crone comes back to Anaheim with a 9-game hitting streak, and he's reached base in 22 consecutive games.
Well, and most of that coinciding with that move up into the 2-hole.
At a difficult time getting everyday playing time here with the Angels, receiving that with the Rays, and he has not disappointed at all. He's been very good. 10 home runs already. Up and away, 1-1.
You can see just not comfortable making that pitch. Maldonado wanted that pitch up and in, and we see a lot of guys attack C.J. Crone in that area. But Tyler Skaggs always working downhill, missed wildly up.
And he drops this one in too low, 2-1.
He's a 3-pitch guy, fastball, and he'll get that 91 to 94 range. You just saw the changeup. Also has a very good curveball with a ton of depth to it.
Play 2-2, and his development has the Angels very encouraged. He was drafted by the Angels and dealt to the Diamondbacks, and then back here with the Angels.
Tommy John.
And Tommy
surgery.
John along the way, by
Yep.
the way.
Not easy to come back from that, but started to see that velocity pop back a season ago.
And a cut and a foul tip strikeout right back into the mid of Maldonado.
Well, it made a nice adjustment. You know, tried to go into that area earlier in the at-bat and missed wildly up and away. This time, he locks it in and drives that pitch up and in and really ties up the swing of Crone.
Two outs with the bases empty for Daniel Robertson, who is hitting third. Robertson a .260 average on the year. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays have a number of players from this area. Daniel Robertson, one of them. C.J. Crone, Matt Andriese, Matt Duffy, and Jake Faria, all from this area of Southern California.
Think about that. The Rays have all the guys that came out of Southern California. Every visiting team that comes into Tropicana Field, all their guys are from Florida. Up in Lakeland. And
Yep. Although the Rays have what will turn out to be a young man from the Tampa Bay area in the lineup tonight. Get a look at him at third base.
How excited is he right now?
Pitch is wide. There's Christian Arroyo. He's in the lineup. He'll play third and hit seventh. That is ball 4. Robertson draws the walk.
Yeah, and Tyler Skaggs not real happy with that call from Laz Diaz. Bearing that fastball down in the zone right at the borderline. 92, Maldonado didn't help him a whole lot the way that he caught it.
So the Rays with a runner at first. Now Wilson Ramos. Laz Diaz, a veteran umpire, over 20 years of Major League time. And a year ago, he was a little ahead of the strike calling ratio that prevailed in the major leagues. Pitch is up to Ramos, 1-0. Although that's not always been the case with Laz. It's interesting when you look at that information over the period of an entire career. Sometimes he's under the number of strikes per balls called. And last year had a propensity to call a few more strikes.
And that would be one thing that you would think would stay pretty consistent. You have your zone, that's the zone that you call. Now, it'll be interesting to see at the end of this year. Does he maintain that? Does he open things up a little bit? Or is there some regression?
We're for opening it.
Well, I think everybody around the league, you talk to different people, and when you talk about pace of play and you say, hey, listen, open up that strike zone and get guys up there ready to hit aggressively, that'd go a long way to solving that problem.
Now a throw to first base to the backside is Robertson in there. Ramos takes the count to 2-1 with that miss.
Well, Maldonado loves to throw the baseball. This is a team that had the most caught stealings a season ago. They've given up the fewest stolen bases this year.
Not many attempts either.
No. Listen, he's one of those guys has gotten to the point where, you know, kind of can control the running game by reputation. Good catch and throw.
And again over to first. Robertson back.
This is where you pay attention to those scouting reports and you realize that the Rays, if they're going to run, they've run more than they have in the past, and they love to run with the lead. They love to run with 2 outs.
Sharply hit, foul beyond the coaching box at third, and the count squares 2-2. Ramos coming off a couple hits in the game yesterday. So his hitting streak come to an end in the last game of the series in Baltimore. Pitch down and in and blocked. That ball bounding down the third base side, and Maldonado was with it step by step.
Well, he was almost halfway up the third base line too, and Daniel Robertson not going to challenge him. There's that reputation again. This is a curveball yanked down and in. And you see that ball down, you want your guy to anticipate and break for second, but that little hesitation and knowing how good Maldonado's arm is, Robertson stays put.
So a full count to Ramos, who extended his hitting string through the Baltimore series, came to an end in Kansas City. Runner goes on the 3-2 pitch, and the pitch popped up foul. Pujols reaching in, and he makes the catch right over the railing in the Rays dugout. Rays leave a man. The Angels will have Zach Cozart to lead it off, then Mike Trout and Justin Upton. In the top half, and the lineup for the Angels, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. We'll have Zach Cozart leading it off, then Mike Trout and Justin Upton. Albert Pujols will be the cleanup man. Shohei Ohtani is the DH, hitting in front of Andrelton Simmons, who's having another great year all around. Ian Kinsler bats seventh. Cole Calhoun is in right, batting eighth, in front of Martin Maldonado. Chris Archer on the mound. This has been a pretty good club for him.
Yeah, and maybe this is the team that gets him back on the right path. You see 7 career starts against the Angels, and boy, those numbers really jump out at you. Tremendous record, ERA just over 2.5, and a lot of strikeouts he's been able to pile up, so good matchup for him.
First pitch is in there, a strike to Cozart. Cozart, veteran infielder. Played a lot of shortstop in the big leagues and third base here in Anaheim. It's 1-1. Foul right back.
Well, he originally thought that he was coming here to play second base, and then as the offseason moved on, and it was a strange offseason, all of a sudden there was that potential and the ability to be able to trade for Ian Kinsler. And so Ian Kinsler comes into the team, and Cozart moves over to third base. Great infield defense.
A little tap to short and a nice hop for Echeverria. His throw is right there on the money.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Denard Span, Johnny Field, and Rob Refsnyder. And then across that infield third to first, Christian Arroyo, Adeiny Echeverria, Daniel Robertson, and Brad Miller, with Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
Kevin Cash has the Rays at 19 and 22 coming into this series. The wrap-up series on the road trip. Now Mike Trout. Which is low to Trout. Trout 5 of 19 in his career against Chris Archer. Skies it foul, out of play. It's 1-1. It's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels come in running second in the American League West. They just dropped 2 of 3 to Houston here. The Astros up by 2 over the Angels. That's a foul ball, and it dislodges the mask from Wilson Ramos.
Well, we've seen a couple of these early sliders from Chris Archer. A good one on the ground ball. You get this one right here. It's hanging up there, and that ball racked right off the mask of Wilson Ramos. He wears that old school style of catching mask, not the helmet.
Popped up, right side, Miller angling out. Robertson is there, and he'll make the catch in front of Refsnyder. So a pop into shallow right, handled by the second baseman, Daniel Robertson. So the bases are empty. 2 outs for Justin Upton. And what an addition Upton has been since coming over to the Angels. Upton off to a good start.
It leads the team with the 34 driven in and already double-digit home runs.
And a fastball, mid-90s for a strike. Take a look at the month of May so far, a little past the midway point. 21 runs batted in, and 7 of his 11 home runs in the month of May. 1-1 now. It's been most of last year with Detroit. Did 35 home runs total a year ago, and 28 of those with the Tigers. That'll be a strike, running the count to 1-2. Fastball out there on that corner at the knees.
Well, if you're going to live on the outer edge, and that's where Chris Archer mostly tries to work these right-handed hitters, that's a good place to be. And not much you're going to be able to do with that pitch. Certainly not going to be able to drive it.
Up and away there. 2-2.
Hammer time. Hammer time. Got him set up for it.
And a shot into right field. Refsnyder back. That's going to be over his head. Off the wall, and they're going to hold him to a single. That ball got out there in a hurry. Refsnyder played the carom, and Upton has a long base hit to right.
Well, we're thinking breaking ball. He had him set up for it, but he went right back with the fastball. Maybe one too many. This ball gets absolutely smoked out into right field. And you're right, Dwayne. That ball got out there with such velocity and so quick that he didn't have a choice but to stay at first base. Refsnyder right here plays it off very well. One hop, turn, throw, get it in. There's just no time to get to second.
Yeah, that's nicely done by Refsnyder, too, to play that carom. And here's Albert Pujols. He takes the first pitch strike. Pujols 6 of 15 against Archer. One of those 6 hits, a home run. And to left. Denard Span there to make the catch. No runs, a hit, and a man left. On to the second inning, no score. To Bud WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And a happy late night with the Rays. And that's Hollywood BA right there.
Well, you know what? What year was that?
1923.
D-Wayne? Well, no, not the Hollywood sign. And look at you with all these. You are amazing with the tidbits of knowledge. I thought they were going to work that into the Open tomorrow. That's why I was going to leave that alone. But no, that happened out here in Anaheim. Me with the Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm. What was that? Could it have been 5 years?
No.
No?
Let's hope not.
We're getting a consensus to try to figure out. It's going to be close to that. If it's not 5, it's close. And the ground ball and a base hit for Echeverria.
Hamstring.
And he's grabbed that right hamstring on his way down to first. And boy, the Rays already are depleted. As you know, Gomez is on the DL. Duffy with a little hamstring issue, not on the DL, but they're taking it easy with him. And this is not good news here.
Boy, it was almost instantaneous, Dwayne. A great job on a Skaggs curveball. And then as soon as he came out of the box, I mean, step 2 or 3, he just pulled up and grabbed the back of that leg. Right there.
Yeah, that's not good. You see a guy grab it on the way down.
That's the thing, that little hop. It was sudden, and look how quickly Joe Benji and Kevin Cash are coming out of that dugout.
Well, you see Joey Wendell getting ready to come on to run, and the Rays will adjust the defense accordingly. Boy, Echeverria has been so steady, so great at shortstop, and that bat has been important as well. So Joey Wendell will now run on the leadoff base hit. Well, here's Brad Miller. Brad hitting .225. And a hot shot to second. Kinsler, Simmons won first base to complete the 4-6-3 double play.
I'll tell you what, you may not see a better infield in all of baseball. When you look around here with Cozart going over to third, and then it's Simmons, who's by far and away the best shortstop in Major League Baseball. Kinsler helping out over there at second. These guys can get it done. This is a rocket shot. Pretty standard after that.
Yeah, Simmons, it's hard to think of anybody any better than Simmons. They've added Kinsler, Cozart, Christian Arroyo. 1 ball, no strikes. He's making his Rays debut. Takes the pitch down. 2 balls, no strikes. He had a right calf strain in Durham that limited his playing time. Just got back. Ground ball to the right side. And Kinsler with the throw to first retires the Rays. No runs with a hit. Nobody left. Ohtani's going to lead off the bottom of the second when we return. Second inning, Shohei Ohtani is going to lead it off. And he has been quite the sensation and quite the success story as a hitter and a pitcher. And there was some concern coming out of spring training, but boy, nobody's overly concerned right now. He's the DH tonight, hitting .325, and he takes a pitch too low. Fastball for ball one.
Oh, he had that stretch in spring training where he was 4 out of 32, or had struck out 10 times.
And one.
And was really having trouble with the fastball in. You know, spring training, he had that high leg kick, and it was just the timing was off on everything. He's gone to a toe tap now at the behest of Eric Hinsky, the hitting coach.
1-2. Yeah, Hinsky coming over here as the hitting coach after being an assistant for the last 3 years with the Cubs.
He got rid of that leg kick, more of a toe tap now, and all of a sudden he's been able to cover the plate and get to everything.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ohtani, just 23 years old. Well, there's the hot zone.
It's an H.
Tap or foul, H for hit.
I mean, how about that? That's about right. I mean, you can see how he's covering. He was getting abused by inside fastballs during the course of spring training, and then all of a sudden he made that adjustment. That was a pitch that he's been able to handle now.
Ground ball. Wendell has it come up on him, and he makes the play. Wendell at second now, with Robertson scooting over to play shortstop. Echeverria leaving with that hamstring issue. And Ohtani's the first out. Joey Wendell at second base.
Called into duty here early. You've got to be ready. Get your pregame work in, and Daniel Robertson, all that early work at second base. Now I got to slide over to short.
Simmons is the 3rd leading hitter in the American League. He takes a strike. Comes in hitting .342. Well, what a great shortstop he is to watch play. And now he is a force offensively as well. Hit 14 home runs last year and hit .278, and has been red hot this year. Two balls and a strike here with Chris Archer on the mound tonight for the Rays. He's trying to even his record. Comes in 2 and 3 with a .564 earned run average. And that is strike 2.
Well, he's made the early adjustment on the slider. You know, the first 3 that he threw, 2 of them were hangers, maybe even more than that. But all of a sudden this inning, he's getting out in front on that pitch and rolling those fingers right over the top of it, able to get that depth back. And when he has the big depth slider, you don't have much of a chance.
Full count, a miss on the fastball away.
Able to get the velocity into the mid-90s, and all of a sudden at 88, 89, you're throwing what amounts to almost a curveball when he's got it at its very best.
And ball 4 outside.
Wanting the chase there and hoping for the call, and didn't get either one.
One on, one out. Now Ian Kinsler. Kinsler hitting .212. Couple of home runs. 35-year-old second baseman. Foul ball. An offensive force in the middle of the infield in Texas and in Detroit.
Yeah, for so long, you know, hitting out of the leadoff spot, and was one of those guys that if you were just going to start a game with a, hey, here's strike 1 fastball, he'd try to take you out of the yard, and did it many, many times. As you can see, 236 home runs, but he's always been aggressive. First pitch hacker.
Which is down 1-1. Angels come in 7 games over 500. They got off to a 13-3 start this year and hit a tough spell. That's a strike, 1-2. And they're going to be battling the Houston Ball Club. The Astros just left this town, taking 2 out of 3 from Anaheim. Ground ball, Wendell gloves it. He'll go to first to get the out. Had a long way to go. Simmons moves into second, and Kinsler is out on a nice play by Wendell.
Well, you know what? I think we already have our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game out of the way already. And this saves first and third with 1 out. Joey Wendell ranging to his left, flash the leather late, and make that throw to get Kinsler. Went just off the bench into the game, already dirty, already making a nice play.
You get the feeling that Wendell is ready to play at the drop of a hat anytime, and comes in and makes a play like that.
Saw him taking some dry swings last night in the hotel lobby.
There you are. There's Cole Calhoun, and a strike. Calhoun has had a tough time at the plate, and the Angels figure to get some offense from him. Just 1 home run so far. He had 19 a year ago. Quickly behind 0-2. As Diaz opening that zone a bit so far.
Yeah, listen, he's staying consistent. He's made the adjustment over the course of his career, and he's one of those guys that as he gets older and more experience, he gets better.
And strike call. Calhoun caught looking, and he's got a little conversation going with Diaz. We'll take a look at the call third strike as Calhoun departs unhappy. We go to the third.
He's extremely excited to be making his Rays debut. He said he grew up a Tampa Bay Rays fan. He said his two favorite players growing up were Evan Longoria and Rocco Baldelli. He said the team has not told him what they expect his role to be yet, but he'll be ready in any capacity that they need. He's just happy to put on the jersey of the team that he grew up rooting for. And I think we'll probably know more in the coming days with how Matt Duffy is feeling on how much he'll be playing. Guys?
All right, yeah, Duffy. They're taking it easy with him. They are hopeful in a couple days he'll be ready. Johnny Field takes a strike. You know, it's a very difficult situation there, too. You don't want to aggravate something, and word was that maybe he could be available if they needed him. No, you don't want to push that.
And sometimes you wonder if that's just for a competitive standpoint. You know, you've got to have Mike Scioscia think that he could be an option coming off the bench when in reality, yeah, he may not be.
That's
I mean,
right.
we don't know that for sure, but you're right. You don't want to mess around with hamstrings. That's why Echeverria comes right quick out of the game.
The 0-2 and a liner into center, going to be a base hit for Johnny Field. He sent the fastball right back into center, and the Rays put the leadoff man on for the second consecutive inning.
He just muscled it into center. Skaggs coming up and in, and Johnny Field just get off me.
You know, you get the idea that's part of his game. You know, he's 5'10", but he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
And we've seen him do that more than once on a pitch like that.
I really love the blue-collar nature of this lineup. The willingness to do anything, to put the ball in play, to use the whole field, to work at bats.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about this club from that perspective. I think the makeup of this team is very good for the reasons that you mentioned. Whatever it takes, it seems to a man they're willing to do. Hot shot liner to third. Out there as Cozart makes the grab. That's the first out.
All you can do is hit it hard, and that's what Ref Snyder did. We hate it when you barrel up a baseball like that and get nothing to show for it. Barely get out of the batter's box before you're retired.
Now Denard Span. He grounded out to second his first time. Pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, as we mentioned, the young infielder making his Rays debut tonight, Denard Span, also an important part of that deal, sending Evan Longoria over to San Francisco. You see the numbers so far and the principles of that deal. Rays have gotten a lot of production out of Denard Span, and a good at bat, it seems, every time up there.
Yeah, he doesn't, he's one of those guys when you're talking about hitters, you're talking with, just talking baseball. Doesn't give away at bats. Doesn't give away at bats. That's part of that is maturity, experience, the amount of time and number of years that he's been in the game. You say these things are precious. I may get 3 or 4 of these on a given night. I'm going to make them all count. Doesn't mean I'm going to go 4 for 4 all the time, but I'm going to make the at-bats count.
And how great is that to have on a ball club around some other young hitters? I mean, all you have to do is watch him and learn. And that's why, aside from his production, an additional reason why Span's presence is important on this team. Two and one. Rays facing Tyler Skaggs, who'll be 27 years old the middle of July. From this area, born in Santa Monica. There goes the runner, and the pitch hit on the ground up the middle. But right there is Simmons to get the force play and make the throw to first on a 6-3 double play. Rays got the leadoff base hit, but the double play. Simmons after the ground ball, right spot to start it. And we'll head to the bottom of the third, scoreless in Anaheim. Package for fans Thursday, May 24th, when the Rays meet the Red Sox. You can get a $19.98 ticket combo, including a 21-ounce bottle Coca-Cola beverage and chips with each ticket purchase. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more info. Martin Maldonado leads it off, 1 strike. Maldonado then back to the top of the order, Zach Cozart and Mike Trout.
You could see willing to take some walks, that on-base percentage up near 350.
1-1.
Oh, Dwayne, Karate Kid. Karate
Yeah.
Kid, front row. Must have won a big tournament, Valley-wide, the Valley Tournament. What's that called?
Pop foul out of play.
All I know is that he won it by sweeping the leg. Sweep the leg. Always works.
The headband quite fashionable.
That picture just will not die, will it? There's a great story behind that picture. It's going to go in the book someday.
All right.
Not sure what the headband's all about, but
Now, which one was Mike Reno, the bad lover boy?
the middle guy, the Karate Kid. I say it's the Karate Kid. We've got other people.
I thought it might have been the guy up in the corner, though.
No.
No.
No. Yeah. Lover boy right there. I'm still going Karate Kid. Karate Kid, the reboot, 2.0.
One away here in the bottom of the third, Zach Cozart, top of the order.
Hey, I go to the headband during the summer. You're walking around Tampa when it's 93 degrees.
Yep.
You know, humidity at 85, 90%. The ball, it doesn't work. So you gotta throw something on it, soak it up.
One ball, 1 strike. Yeah, I hear that we may go to those outdoor pregame appearances for you again.
Yeah, those were a bad idea. That was the Saturday afternoon right out on the concourse.
Yep.
It got nice and toasty on that concrete, and by halfway through segment 2, I looked like I had showered on set.
Archer ahead in the count. This is upstairs. 2-2. Archer through 2 was in the mid-30s in pitch count. One gone. Base is empty in the third. And he's going to go full count to Kozart, 3-2.
Well, still showing better depth on the slider, and that is the key. That allows him to change eye levels, to get a lot of chases.
And a foul ball. Yeah, the slider with late break and that depth is what he's looking for.
Guys can't pick it up. You know, it comes out of the hand hot like a fastball, and by the time they commit to the swing, that's when that thing starts to take its way out of the zone. That's why those ones that have flattened out have hurt him here this season. But the ones with depth, forget it.
Ooh, and he gives up a walk to Kozart. Missed upstairs. Second walk of the game. A right hamstring strain is the early word on Adeiny Echeverria, and they will reevaluate his situation tomorrow. So they're hoping for the best. You're always concerned when you see a hitter, base runner grab the hamstring. And that can be very tricky, as we know. Mike Trout, one strike on him.
You know, you look at the last 3 injuries here for the Rays, and you've got a couple of hamstrings. You know, Duffy, you just hope it's fatigued, you know, tight, not completely pulled. Echeverria, obviously we'll wait word on that. And then the groin, you know, with Carlos Gomez, and that's another tricky injury.
Yep. Well, they didn't put Duffy on thinking that they might be able to get him back in 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
Gomez, you know, the groins are tricky injuries, and given his nature, hard to tell him to calm it down a little bit.
I think they didn't, you know, waste any time getting him on that disabled list to really protect him from himself, because you're not going to be able to have him go out there and play 75-80%. He only knows how to play one way, and you don't do that with a groin injury. So you say, you know what, certain guys, maybe we could get away with that, not this one.
No.
So to protect yourself, we're going to...
Yeah, you have to see him play about 20 seconds and you figure that out. Whatever he's doing, swinging the bat, playing defense, throwing, running.
Talking.
You're talking,
I
absolutely.
mean, everything high energy, animated.
Big cut and a miss. Trout out on strikes for the second out of the inning.
But that's one of those hanging sliders that you get away with, and it was just too far up in the zone. That's where a lot of teams will attack Trout with the fastball, and Archer gets him there with the breaking ball.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, a lot of clubs, and the Rays did that with the hard stuff up on him. We took a look at his hot zone before the game started, and he's getting hits up there now.
And doing a better job of not going out of the zone up there. You know, that's where you could go, and you're right. The Rays used to make no bones about it. It was one pitch after the other, and they had good results. But he's gotten wise to that and better at dealing with that pitch.
This pitch skips away, and Ramos can't find it. Down to second goes Kozart. He's going to go all the way to third. Ramos was looking everywhere trying to locate it as it bounced back and to his right.
You know what, and this is stuff, Dwayne, that you go over in spring training, and this is where a pitcher has to help his catcher out. This is where you start yelling and pointing. We used to actually have a drill where you would work on that. As this ball ricochets away, you're right, can't find it, you start running towards home plate, and so you see Archer doing that. By that time, it's just a little bit too late by the time he runs it down. But yeah, you got to try to help him out as best you can.
This pitch is lifted foul out of play by Justin Upton. Well, Upton has been a big RBI man in that third spot, 6th in the league in runs batted in. He singled his first time. Hit a ball hard to right, and the Rays held him to a single. It's foul out of play. 1-2. Double figures in home runs with 11. It's 2-2 now. Albert Pujols on deck. Covered this time by Ramos.
Yeah, the last couple able to roll that glove over and, you know, protect that 5-hole. Runner on third base now, more important than ever.
It's Cozart, he walked. Has been wild pitch to third. And Upton takes this one a little bit wide. Fastball.
And both of these pitchers at different points in this ball game getting frustrated with Laz Diaz. That's a close fastball, looked to be just a little bit off, but you know there are times that he's called that pitch and then other times that he has not. That was what will frustrate. Well, we've seen Skaggs frustrated, we've seen Archer frustrated, we've seen Cole Calhoun frustrated. It's the inconsistency that drives you nuts.
Now Albert Pujols. And he takes one off the plate. Our Toyota inside look. Give you an idea where Albert Pujols stacks up right now. 3,010 hits, 620 home runs. And that list could be a lot longer than that. There's a strike. It's 1-1. The hit total right now, he is tied with Wade Boggs in that department. It's fouled out of play. Boggs finished with 3,010. So they're tied for 29th on that hit list. Hopper back to short, over to second for the force to retire the side. Broken bat. The Rays are out of the inning. No score onto the fourth.
since being traded. And guys, there was a plethora of media waiting for him at his locker today, and he said he didn't even know how to get to the visitors clubhouse. He had to follow the tunnel all around until he found it. He has a lot of family coming today. He said his favorite memories here were his major league debut and clinching the AL West, and he said these guys are still some of my best friends. So definitely an exciting and fun homecoming for him.
And here he is to lead off the top half of the fourth. Takes a curveball, and it's too high. 1 ball, no strike. Always fun to come home. And he is. He's, as we mentioned at the outset, he was born right near here. 1-1. So this was his home geographically, and his home from a baseball perspective as well.
Yeah, and those series, those games, they all become about controlling emotions. You know, because you're definitely hyped to go up against your old team, and on top of that, like you said, home. So
this one foul.
You just don't want to be too amped. I think once the game starts, you settle into your position, you have an at bat or two, and then you're fine.
And a cut and a miss. Up with the fastball, and he's out on strikes for the second time tonight.
Well, you think that they've seen enough of him? Again, going with that fastball, trying to go up and in. That one's more up middle, but that's where teams like to attack him if they can get ahead of him. And Skaggs got him again.
Well, Skaggs with 2 strikeouts, victimizing Crone twice. Daniel Robertson, who started the game at second, now playing short with the injury to Echeverria. Wide, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. He takes one in there, 3-1. Skaggs last year missed a good part of the year with an oblique injury. He was 2-6 with a .455 earned run average. And there's ball 4. So for the second straight time, he walks Daniel Robertson. 1 on, 1 out in the 4th. And we'll get Wilson Ramos up there.
Well, a scoreless game here as we get into the middle innings, and you'll take a base runner any way that you can. Daniel Robertson doing a better job with his strike zone discipline. That's a theme that we've been kind of hitting on here this season, and he's got a couple of walks. Got to move him around the bases now.
Reaching for that one, strike 1.
Yeah, pitch badly missed by Skaggs off the plate and badly missed by Wilson Ramos on that swing. We know that he's an aggressive hitter, but he's been able to keep that to pitches out over the plate. And when he ran that hitting streak, was swinging the bat very, very well.
And a move to first on Robertson, who's back in there.
Well, Tyler Skaggs has given up 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts. If you catch him with that high leg kick, get a good jump. Going to be tough for Maldonado to get you down at second, although he's very good at doing that.
It's fouled the right side and into the deck and back out again.
Skaggs does a nice job of varying his times, kind of like a right-handed pitcher. Even though he's got the built-in advantage of looking at that base runner. He still will come set and then go to the plate. Come set, hold, go over to first. Hold, then to the plate. Just constantly varying the time so a base runner can't get a clean jump.
And strike 3 called. He catches Ramos looking on the fastball. Kind of froze him on that fastball in there. His 3rd strikeout, first one looking.
First 2 pitches away, not expecting that. And boy, does he dot it up nicely right on that edge.
Well, Joey Wendell will face the lefty now. Takes the breaking ball away. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, the idea with Wendell has been to play him against right-handed pitching. A dividing time with Robertson. But Wendell is actually 6 of 17 against lefties so far this year. It's 1-1 right now. That figures out to a .353 average.
It goes back to what we talk about with his approach. When is Joey Wendell swinging the bat well? When he's using the middle of the field and the other way. So against those lefties, you just tell yourself, I'm not going to bail. I'm going to keep this front side buried in there, and I'm going to think up the middle. Now, if I pull one because the pitch is in, then fine. But you're thinking up the middle.
And he takes a strike, fastball away and down.
That's really the only chance that you have, because you think about how left-handed pitchers attack left-handed hitters. Most of the time, it's fastballs down and away, breaking balls off of that. So if you're pulling off those pitches, weak ground balls.
Just not long enough if you make contact.
Right. That's right.
Robertson back in at first base. Time over there.
We need to get Mark Langston down from the radio booth and work on that pickoff move. Try to add a little bit more deception to it. That's such an advantage that lefties had. And I'll tell you, he had one of the best.
Yes, he did.
Seen him pick off guys where they didn't realize that the first baseman had caught the ball. They're still in their lead. He was the one guy.
2-2.
He was the one guy, Dwayne, on that '93 team. I got drafted that season. I got called to the big leagues at the end of that season. So I had like 2 starts AA, 2 starts AAA. Get to the big leagues, and you can imagine the veterans weren't real thrilled with that route. He was the only one that wasn't outright mean to me. Wasn't nice to me. But he was kind of neutral. He was Switzerland.
Yeah, and he's always been personable. And,
oh, he's great.
Well, now this one will skip to the backstop. A little wide, and it gives Robertson the chance to move up. He made the turn and back down to second goes Maldonado with a throw. So it's a wild pitch advancing Robertson into scoring position.
And just yanked that breaking ball wildly. I mean, Maldonado did not have a chance. Just threw Robertson into scoring position. Well, yeah, getting back to Mark Langston, he is one of the best human beings.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And you can learn a few things from him about pitching too.
Oh, yes, you can.
He was very, very good. Gifted and smart. (3-2) and a fly ball lifted into right field. Calhoun near the track for that one makes the catch. So the Rays are out in the 4th. Ohtani's going to lead it off when we come back for the bottom of inning 4.
Anaheim, and let's take a look at a scouting report on Mr. Shohei Ohtani. First of all, off-season surprise. Dwayne, I'm sure that you're in the same camp that I am, and that was, I don't think anybody thought and saw Ohtani coming to the Los Angeles Angels. Kind of threw everybody for a loop.
I think everyone expected, at least at the outset, for a higher profile.
Yeah.
And I don't think he wanted that.
No.
Well, obviously he came here. You're still in a major market. You're in Los Angeles. And you stay away from all of the entrapments of that high profile. He takes a strike right there.
And then then that second part of that scouting report, exceeding the hype. I mean, that's a question that you really have to ask. The way that he has come out of the gate, the way that he came out of spring training, you were wondering because spring training was so poor for him. But he has come out. He's swinging the bat extremely well. He's been tremendous on the mound. And so, is he? I mean, he was so hyped coming in. Could he possibly be exceeding it? I think that's a fair question.
I think there are a lot of people inside the Angel organization wondering if the two-way thing was going to work out. Fly ball back into left. Span is there. I think they had confidence in the pitching side. They weren't altogether sure about the hitting side watching spring training. But all of that has come together once the regular season started.
And now he will have to go through an adjustment period. We've already seen pitchers adjust to his hitting, not seeing nearly as many fastballs in as he used to because of the way that he was able to get rid of that high leg kick, go to more of a toe tap, and his timing was a lot better. Hands are quick. And so now you see pitchers working him away. They're going to try all sorts of different things, and it's going to be up to him to continually make adjustments. Like it is with all these guys, really.
Andrelton Simmons takes a pitch upstairs. 1-0.
But just think about how he makes his way through the league and starts to learn the league a little bit better. Everybody's gunning for him. When Shohei Ohtani gets in the batter's box, that pitcher is on alert. You don't want to be the guy that he gets. So he's getting everybody's best shot right now.
Well, he's acquitted himself quite well coming into this game, hitting .325. And then essentially once a week pitching.
He's the Sunday starter.
Yep.
And we're going to get a chance to see him this Sunday, of course.
Now 2-1. Pitching and DHing. With a couple days off. Shot foul up the right side. 2-2. And with him pitching once a week, it's a little different situation for the other starters. He's essentially pitching on 6 days rest, and then in the lineup 4 other days. And the other starting pitchers are on something of a schedule, but not their traditional setup here.
No. When you think about you factor in off days, and on top of the fact that he's going to start that every Sunday, sometimes you're going to get shortchanged on rest. You get a lot of rest. It really does mess with the schedules of the other starters.
Into short left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Span in to play it on one hop, and Simmons is on for the second time. He had walked the first time around, drops a base hit into left.
Yeah, and when you're going good, and he is going good right now with that average up over 340, it's hits like that drop in. Here it goes. Slider gets underneath it, doesn't hit it all that well, and just finds some green grass.
Goes down to a knee to get to that one. Get it airborne, and in between, Robertson retreating and Span coming in. Ian Kinsler.
Five out of 7 stolen bases by Simmons. And this is a team, the Angels a season ago had the most stolen bases in Major League Baseball.
They've only been caught 4 times this year coming into this game out of 26 attempts.
Yeah, that's an incredible percentage.
And in. Archer working in the 4th inning. Archer coming in 5-1 in 7 starts against the Angels. 3-1 here in 5 starts here with a 245 earned run average. This game scoreless at the moment. Another move to first on Simmons. Kinsler waiting. 2-0. Hot shot short, grabbed by Robertson. Wendell 1 over to first, and nicely done by the Rays to turn the 6-4-3 double play. Started by Robertson in that great stop. Wendell turns it in the middle to get the throw to Miller.
To an epic Joe Madden meltdown.
Oh, you're gone. You're gone. You 2, you 3, you 4. Everybody, we're out of here. What do you think he said? You guys are nice people, and this is not gonna cut it. I'm assuming that's what he said.
I think he does that way too well, guys. He's got it down.
Yeah, these guys are having a little fun with that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It was a good idea. I heard that that you were the brains behind this initiative.
I don't know if I should accept that or not.
Well, I like the idea. I think it's a really good idea. But I had heard that, you know, I don't know if there was any collaboration, but I heard your name thrown around on putting it together, kind of, you know, get you behind the scenes. You like the puppet master. Puppet master, D. Wayne.
Yeah, I think we're going a little too far there.
I don't know.
Even for late night.
Corner office.
That's a strike.
Corner office.
1-1. You know, those are fun times. You know, umpires don't necessarily like them, but umpires and managers and those little confrontations forever have been a part of the game. We don't see it as much anymore. We don't see the colorful managers who we're going to see tonight.
No.
And in their little get-togethers with the umpires.
Let me show you what we see. We see the stop sign. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm going to check and replay. Okay, we're good. Thumbs up.
That's it.
That's what we see. That meltdown right there where Joe Madden went out and just ejected all 4 umpires.
Yep.
Just classic. Now, you wonder this. This is what I wonder. obviously they're annoyed at the time. You know, this guy's yelling in your face, he's
Yeah.
ejecting you, and do they look back and appreciate that they were a part of those things?
Yeah, I have to believe that, you know, even some of the more hard-nosed umpires, I really think enjoy those in retrospect. When they look back, they see the entertainment value in it. Christian Arroyo up here takes a big cut and misses. Strike one. Christian making his Rays debut. Grounded out his first time. 0-2. Joined the club. The last stop, Kansas City. Made it in time for the game.
Well, he's going to get some chances here in this series. Facing a couple lefties.
And now the count is 2-2. Well, he did get some time with the Giants. He was in 34 games last year with the Giants. 3 home runs and drove in 14 runs. And a chopper up the right side, fair. You're going to turn first and hang on there with Calhoun, and you don't mess with Calhoun in right field. He has 6 assists and a great arm. He got to that ball in a hurry. So Christian Arroyo with his first base hit, wearing a Rays uniform.
Well, he was defended well. You know, he was shading that way. You know, Arroyo, you're not thinking about a right-hander going right up the first base line. He waits on that ball and keeps it fair, and then here comes Cole Calhoun. Look at, he's already over there where he was positioned. And you're right, he's got an absolute howitzer hanging from that left arm. Or no, it would be your ball. I'm not really sure. I think it's the arm. The arm's the howitzer. It's not hanging from the arm. You know, Dwayne, you can get a good look at a T-bone by.
Johnny Field, he's out in front, strike one.
Still one of the great scenes.
Field in here against the left-hander. Both his home runs have come against left-handed pitching. Takes a fastball, finds himself behind in the count 0-2. Rays have managed a base runner in each inning, but only one. And there have been a couple double plays to help Skaggs out. 1-2 the count.
Well, this team came into the ball game tied for the most double plays turned in Major League Baseball. May have that lead now, and you think about those middle infielders specifically, and even Kozart getting started down there at third.
And a swing and a miss. Field is out on strikes. Had him chasing.
Good off speed. That's the changeup there by Skaggs, and we've seen 3 really good pitches here tonight. A fastball that he's been able to work in and out, and then here's that changeup. Look at the action on that pitch to go along with that curveball. He's got 3 different really price points as far as velocity goes.
Yeah, throwing the changeup more, it's a better pitch for him. He's improved both the changeup and the curveball.
So you've got 73 on your change in that range, or on your curveball. Then that changeup's in the mid 80s, and then that fastball in that low, sometimes mid 90s.
Too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll take a look at his pitch breakdown. The changeup about 11% of the time, and the curveball 33%.
You know, the thing too is, as long as you're consistent or around those same numbers throughout a count, whether you're ahead or behind, it still is very effective. You still don't get stuck using it, you know, in the same counts. You see some guys, they'll be 30%, slider, but the majority of that comes with 2 strikes, and all of a sudden, or whether it be the changeup, splitter, whatever it is. But he maintains his mix very well.
Foul ball at the feet of the catcher, Maldonado. 2-2. Ref Snyder hit the ball on the line, but to the third baseman, Cozart, in the 3rd inning. Rays did get Robertson as far as 2nd in the 4th, but left him there. Arroyo's at first with 2 outs here in the 5th. Down and in, a nice block right there by Maldonado. Counts full now.
Everything magnified in a scoreless game, and you can see him sliding to his left, try to make sure that he keeps the runner, in this case Arroyo, off a second base.
Two is ball 4. The Rays will have 2 men aboard with the top of the order coming up. That pushes Arroyo up to second base. The 3rd walk given up by Skaggs. And so this could be interesting here with Denard Span stepping in for the 3rd time against the lefty. And as we mentioned at the outset, Span has been a tough out up there for left-handers. He came into the game hitting .381 against lefties, and tough with men in scoring position. Takes a pitch inside.
Yeah, and make that 3rd walk hurt. You know, Skaggs has been so good and consistent all season because he stayed away from the walk. He's had 2 walks or fewer in 7 of the 8 starts. Now that 3rd walk gives you a scoring chance. Make it count.
Bouncer foul. 1-1. He's coming into this series, having swept Kansas City. It's away. 2-1. The Rays had Robertson at 2nd in the 4th, but Wendell hit a fly ball fairly deep to right for the final out. 2 men on, 2 men out in the 5th. There's ball 3. 3-1. And should Span keep the inning going, there's C.J. Cron on deck. Be a big spot for him here in Anaheim. Time granted by Laz Diaz. And it's lifted into left. Upton is there in line to make the catch, and the Rays leave 2. Do not score through 4.5. 0-0. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by your local Ford dealers. From Southern California, the Rays in Orange County. Late night with the Rays, opening this 4-game series. Chris Archer against Tyler Skaggs. First pitch, and Cole Calhoun swings through it, strike 1.
That was, I can't remember exactly, but that was your reaction when we were either told that we were going to tape the open or that we had to do the post-game show after the game. It was one of the two.
Yeah, it's interchangeable.
I was going to say, could be both.
Yeah. Ground ball headed up the middle, backhanded, and the throw to first, and oh, what a nice play right there. Calhoun robbed. It was a very nice play by Wendell.
Yeah, that ball was sharply struck. Positioned very well. Now you got to go make the play, get the throw over there. Even if you have to bounce it, trust Brad Miller to make the scoop, and he certainly did.
Started with a backhand, 1 away. Wendell into this game at second in the second inning when Echeverria had to leave with a hamstring issue. Got a good one going on here in the bottom of the 5th. Both these pitchers in the mid-70s in their pitch count. Maldonado skies one into right. Ref Snyder is there and makes the grab. A couple of quick outs here to begin the 5th inning. We'll go back to the top of the Angels lineup. Zach Cozart. Angels won 13 of their first 16. Since then, they've been 3 under 500, but overall 25 and 18. That's a first pitch strike, a fastball. One and one. Skaggs and Archer hooked up in this one. 1-2.
I'd like to have that swing back, not recognizing that pitch at all. Third time through, and Chris Archer starting to ramp things up here. Pitch count, like you said, Dwayne, in good order. A quick inning so far here.
Piece of that one had him reaching.
I think he was frustrated he left that pitch up. He wants that one with the depth. He wanted the swing and a miss.
And he gets a called third strike on the fastball away to retire the side. A 1-2-3 fifth inning for Archer. Take a look at that 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Ride the corner, no score.
Or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Well, the Rays making a stop here in Anaheim to wrap up this three-city road trip from the East Coast to the West Coast. And C.J. Crone will open the sixth inning against Tyler Skaggs, who's gone at least 5 innings in 6 of the 8 starts he's made, and this will make it 7 out of 9. And the first pitch is a ball to C.J. Crone. 77 pitches now for Skaggs. And there's a shot into left field. That's got some carry and will get out of here into the bullpen. Home run for C.J. Crone. And the Rays grab the lead on Crone's 11th home run of the year. 1-0 Rays. Well, that has to feel good for C.J. Crone, coming back to Anaheim and connecting. Boy, has he been swinging a hot bat. Come on, Robbie! 5th home run given up by Skaggs this year. And Crone has given the Rays the lead. Daniel Robertson takes a strike.
I think I'm going to pitch the script. Made for TV movie.
Well, take a look at the pitch.
That fastball right in the heart of the plate. He hit that thing hard. Didn't take long for it to get out of here.
112.5 off the bat. And into the bullpen beyond the left field fence. There's a ground ball. That's headed for the hole. Backhanded by Simmons. Throw to first. Will not be in time. Well, the fact that Simmons made a play at all on that is amazing. And Robertson has a base hit.
You know, pretty amazing too, with all of his momentum taking him toward the left field line, how much he was able to get on the throw. So you're way deep in the hole, and then that jump throw, and that had something on it from where he was and how he released that baseball. Wow.
Well, the Rays with a run home on the home run and a base hit for Robertson, despite the efforts of Simmons. Charles Nagy out to spend some time with Skaggs. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, the Rays with a lead. A man at first, nobody out, and the catcher Wilson Ramos to bat against Skaggs. It's out of play, a foul ball into the upper deck, and it stays up there as a souvenir. Foul ball.
How about Martin Maldonado?
Yeah, anticipating.
Coming out of his stance to fake a throw on a ball that was fouled back to the screen. Just toying down there with Daniel Robertson. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, me neither. We'll see it again.
Foul ball. He was going.
And a wave and a miss on the reach. And Ramos is out on strikes. So the first out in the inning. 6 strikeouts for Skaggs. There's Jim Johnson, the veteran right-hander in the bullpen, busy with the Angels. Angels still trying to sort out their bullpen. They have a pretty good idea about the starters now.
Yeah, like, first of all, who's going to be closing for him? You know, Keenan Middleton heard today that he was going to have Tommy John surgery. And so he obviously is shelved.
Joey Wendell with a 1-ball, no strike count. Robertson off first. High fly ball back into right field. Calhoun will go to the wall. He's going to have room, and he makes the catch. And now hightailing it back to first is Robertson. Boy, that's the second time since the Rays infielder Joey Wendell has entered this game that he had a towering fly ball to right, and this one was back to the wall.
Yeah, a little bit further, making a bid. Solid contact. Boy, he hit it a mile high. Right back to the edge of that wall. Right before it gets to it.
Brad Miller. And that's a strike breaking ball. Line drive, base hit. Simmons tried to time that leap, and it got just over his outstretched glove. Miller, a hard hit line drive for a base hit, with Robertson stopping at second base.
Well, they're trying to extend the inning. He's positioned very well. Not tall enough.
It's quite an attempt on the vertical leap there.
He's getting a workout this half inning.
Christian Arroyo. Single up the right field side in the 5th inning, 1 for 2 tonight. Takes that pitch away. Change up to start him. And strike 2, a fastball at the knee, strike 1 on the second pitch. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch right down the bottom of the zone. It's the corner this time. Outside edge with a fastball for strike 2. Skaggs a little over 90 pitches. 2 outs into the 6th with 2 men on, a run home on the Crone homer. Upstairs, 2-2.
You go up there in that count looking for the chase, and obviously he doesn't get it, so now you're going to come right back down. And you could come back down with a curveball, maybe that changeup.
Well, they'll talk about it as Maldonado heads to the mound.
Well, you're already down a run, and the Rays have been able to extend this inning. It's starting to get late, and so this big pitch here for Skaggs, because he misses here, and now full count. Everybody gets a running head start. This is where you want to end this inning if you're Skaggs, and of course, if you're Arroyo, you want to cash in.
Robertson at second, Miller the trailing runner at first. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. And it's shot foul into the screen. Forces yet another pitch from Tyler Skaggs. Two again, and a cut and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball there, curveball. So the Rays are out in the 6th inning, but they take the lead on the home run by C.J. Crone, his 11th of the year. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. tonight. Great to have you aboard with the Rays holding a 1-0 lead. So big inning for Chris Archer here in the 6th with Mike Trout leading off. Justin Upton and Albert Pujols to follow, and the first pitch is ball 1 to Trout. Trout 0 for 2 tonight. There's Upton on deck.
But Dwayne, this half an inning right here would qualify as huge.
Yes, it is
Huge inning
indeed
for Chris Archer. You got that 1 run courtesy of C.J. Cron. Pop that 0.
Now a strike.
And he's going to have to earn it too, cutting right down here through the heart of this lineup.
Upstairs, it's 3-1. Fastball missed right there. And that's a strike.
That goes to the inconsistency.
Yeah, Trout was headed to first. Thought the pitch was high. Probably was.
And you shouldn't be rewarded for throwing a slider up there. I mean, that's the thing that I'm sure that everybody's thinking in that Angel dugout. And of course, Mike Trout, you hang a slider that stays above the zone a couple of inches and get the called strike. And Laz Diaz, regression.
3-2 and a cut and a miss. Trout, a parting word for Diaz. Thought he had drawn the walk, and Archer takes advantage of that call and picks up the strikeout.
Well, maybe that's the way that the Rays are going to attack Trout now. Breaking balls above the zone. He's gotten them twice on that same pitch. Mike Scioscia understanding that was a big, really a missed call, but Archer's able to cash that in and get that first strikeout out of the way. Dangerous hitter.
You saw that little head shake of Mike Scioscia. Now Justin Upton. And there's a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Oh, Upton hit by the pitch. And that's Smarts. Hit on the hand. They're out to take a look at Upton, who is in obvious pain right now. Hit on the left hand.
Mid-90s fastball, and you could hear the crack up here.
Maybe just on the small of the wrist there, the outside. Upton will leave this game. So Chris Young will run for Upton. And the Angels will have a base runner with 1 out. As Young heads to first. So 1 on, 1 out. See Archer closing in on 90 pitches. Romo up in the bullpen for the Rays. And Albert Pujols 0 for 2 tonight. Pujols is lined out and grounded into a fielder's choice. The pitch is a fastball down. Ohtani is on deck. Venters Now throwing in the Rays bullpen. Ground ball, shortstop. Robertson bobbles it, gets the throw away to get the lead man. So the Rays still get an out on that ground ball. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, off the bat, boy, you're thinking, you know, the way that Albert Pujols is running nowadays, this is going to be an easy inning-ending double play. But boy, as that ball ejects away from Daniel Robertson, now you're hoping they're just able to get Upton.
And it was close down there at second base, but they got him. And you're right, with Pujols running, you're automatically thinking double play.
Man, that was young they got at second base with Upton coming out, but
Yep.
yeah, that looked to be tailor-made to get out of this thing.
Ohtani, a ground ball right down to first. Miller steps on the bag, and the Rays get out of that. One man left. 1-0 Rays through 6. How we got to this point in this game. A home run to lead off the 6th inning off the bat of C.J. Cron, his 11th home run. And Chris Archer has given the Rays 6 shutout innings, a couple of hits, and 3 walks to go with 5 strikeouts.
Well, we highlighted it, you know, at the beginning of this ball game that this has always been a good matchup for Chris Archer, and he's continuing that trend here tonight. He's needed to, because it's been a scoreless affair outside of that home run by Cron. That is going to end the night of Tyler Skaggs, and here comes Jim Johnson, the veteran, on for the 23rd time. ERA 3.18. Works that sinker. Does a nice job of keeping the ball in the yard. As you see, just 1 home run given up in 22 2/3.
And Chris Young stays in the game. He's in left field. Big cut and a miss by Johnny Field on the first pitch from Johnson. Johnson, 34 years old. He was with Atlanta last year. Saved 22 games. The pitch drops low. 2-1. Around the knees for a strike. It's 2-2.
Well, he still does a nice job of working top to bottom with the fastball. Gets a lot of good sink on it. Still getting it up there velocity-wise, 94 on that last one.
Ground ball, that's going to go through in between Simmons and Cozart. Johnny Field has his second hit tonight. This one leads off the 7th. Right now, we'll check in with Michelle.
Thanks, Dwayne. Yes, it's time now for the Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're taking a look at pitcher Austin Franklin, who is in Low A Bowling Green. And last night, he threw 7 innings, allowed 1 run, struck out 6, allowed no walks, and got the win. He has a 3.89 ERA on the season so far. The Florida native was a 3rd-round pick in the 2016 MLB draft. Guys.
All right, well, the Angels are going to talk it over here. Rev Snyder's due after the base hit by Field, but Malik Smith will pinch hit for him. And so the battery, Maldonado and Skaggs, talk things over before Malik steps in. So the leadoff man on base for the Rays. We'll see what they can build around that. That leadoff hit by Fields. Pitch is down. Malik's hitting .308 overall. Field draws a throw. Cut and a miss on a fastball. 1. Johnson heavy on the fastball, trying to get ground balls with that curveball, and occasionally you'll see a changeup.
A lot of times, coming out of the bullpen an inning or 2 at a time, and mostly just 1 inning for Jim Johnson, you don't have time to really establish 3 pitches. You're out there going with the top 2.
Misses with that one. It's 2-1. Yeah, you're right about that. You come in specific situations where, in this case, he's trying to get a ground ball. He's trying to get an out, keep Field at first. The Rays trying to defeat that. Fly ball into left. Chris Young backs up to make the catch, and Field is back to first and will stay there.
Yeah, it's funny too. Johnny Field saw that ball start to drift a little bit, get out there farther than I think that we thought. All of a sudden, he made hay to try to get back to first base in an attempt to maybe tag up. Just didn't get back there in time, and then probably wise that he wouldn't have tried that anyway, but that ball ended up going a lot further, I think, than anybody thought.
One out, now back to the top of the batting order. Span 0 for 3 tonight. And takes the pitch wide, launching that one all the way out. Span 2 for 7 in his career against Jim Johnson. A good take there. C.J. Cron on deck. first again. Field back in, no tag by Pujols. Boy, another low-scoring game for the Rays. As they lead 1-0. They've had 19 one-run games in the 41 games they've played. And a strike is called. 2-1.
You're talking almost half of the games, and yeah, Kevin Cash said that's how we're built, and these guys have to understand these are the types of games that we're going to play. And prefer not to play so many. Like to have a couple comfortable wins, 2, 3, 4-run wins.
They keep you involved, that's for sure.
Boy, do they ever. Every little thing matters too. You're talking about a one-run game at this level.
And that's a strike at the very bottom of the zone. Denard Span. A little conversation with Laz Diaz about that one.
Well, the zone had it in, but watch Maldonado as he catches it. His glove almost bounces off the turf. And Denard Span's like, you realize that the glove scraped the dirt. It's from both sides.
Two now.
I know this is why you like him so much, Dwayne. You love it. It's a storyline.
It is a storyline, and I love the facial expression of these hitters. And Denard Span trying almost a deadpan with, and trying not to break into a little grin. He didn't appreciate the call at all. Trying to be diplomatic about it. 2-2 now, and a move to first. I think the Angels are a little closer to being non-diplomatic about it.
Yeah, maybe another call here late in the game, and someone may not be with us much longer.
And a foul ball. With that in mind, I did some pregame checking on Laz Diaz and his history of ejections, and through the years, 3 Rays have been ejected, and they've all been managers, and they go back to the Devil Ray days. He got Larry Rothschild once, he got Lou Piniella once, and he also has Kevin Cash notched on his belt.
Well, we've got 4 games here.
2-2 now. There's a shot into right, pretty well tagged. Calhoun will go back, and that baby's going to be off the wall, or is it gone? I think it's over that wall and over the yellow line, and that's a home run. Denard Span on a 2-2 pitch lines a home run out of here, and the Rays have a 3-run lead. It came back onto the field after it hit the facing of the billboard out there, and it got over the yellow line for a home run. Here's another look.
Boy, trying to come in, and that ball down just enough that clear the hips and fire the barrel. He's dugout anticipating something good. Bounces right off the Mission Hospital sign out there in lights, and it's over that fence or the wall out there.
So the Rays, a home run from Crone in the 6th, a 2-run home run by Span here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, right there. You see the yellow line just above that, and that is anything over that, a home run.
A big blast by the Rays. That used to be in play here.
Oh, that's
trying
just
to get a double out of that.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
So they made that change this year and put that yellow line in front of the advertisement boards out there. And Span taking advantage of that. The Rays have a 3-run lead. 3-1 on Crone. Foul right back. Big cut right there on the 3-1 pitch. That bat coming through the zone with a lot on it on the fastball. And he fouled it. Home run number 4. That's 27 runs batted in for Span. So he'll still be on a pace for 100. There's a chopper left side, diving stop. Cozart up, throw to first. That's not in time. A base hit for Crone, who hustles his way into his second hit on the chop to third.
Boy, another infield hit for Crone, and we have remarked on this the last couple of times, him getting up the baseline. And once Cozart, and that's a heck of a play, goes down to the dirt, there's no way you're going to get C.J. Crone. He is really covering that ground down the line. He's beat out a couple of them. Good hustle there. Hurts his former team once again.
So a runner at first. And the conference on the mound. The field opened with a base hit. Then the pinch hitter, Alex Smith, flied out to left. Span hit the home run on the 2-2 pitch. And Crone is reached on an infield hit. Well, tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. Doug Wechter will break down Albert Pujols and his wonderful career. We'll be with you at 9:30 Eastern with Rays Live, the pregame tomorrow. There's Daniel Robertson. The pitch is low to him. The home run in this inning for Span, his first since he homered off Rick Porcello at Fenway Park on the 29th of April. A big blow in the 7th inning tonight in Anaheim. There goes Crone. Swing and a miss. Throw down, and he is safe. That ball popped away from Kinsler. It appeared they were going to have him, but the ball popped away, and Crone has his first stolen base of the year.
Well, you've got a big load of a man, and Kevin Cash taking advantage of that speed and the way that Crone has been covering the base paths. And the throw was there. Maldonado, good catch and throw. But that ball just knocked out of the glove of Ian Kinsler as he lays it in there.
Robertson takes it down, so the Rays with the running game picking up their 27th stolen base of the year, and again the first one for Crone. Crone a threat in more ways than one, getting the business from Simmons out there. The chopper headed toward the middle, through into center field. Crone around third, he's going to score. Robertson comes through with a run batted in, and the Rays make it 4-0. Well, the infield hit, the steal by Crone, and then the clutch base hit up the middle by Robertson. His second hit tonight, and the Rays make it a 4-run ball game.
Boy, that Angel bullpen that is in a little bit of disarray right now. Having a rough night here tonight. Skaggs leaves, just giving up the run. Jim Johnson now is going to be exiting this ball game, and the Rays have forced it open.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. 10 hits. Don't miss your chance to play for the massive Powerball jackpot. Pick your lucky numbers and get your Powerball ticket at any Florida Lottery retailer. Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Felix Pena, formerly with Chicago, this year at Salt Lake. 5 starts, 1 bullpen appearance, 0-1.
Well, big strikeout numbers. You got 26 of them in 18 innings. Go along with 9 walks.
Now Robertson's at first. Ramos is the hitter. 1 out in the inning. Breaking ball comes in too high. Ball 1. Pena over the last couple years in a handful of games with the Cubs. 25 games last year, 1-0 with a 5.24 earned run average. Walks sometimes an issue with him. 1-1 to count.
You get these guys that have really good arms, haven't yet been able to harness it, run into that issue quite a bit.
Ramos reaching. He's behind 1-2.
There's been some swings tonight here by Wilson Ramos. Very uncharacteristic, even as aggressive as he is. We haven't seen him really going out of the zone as nearly as much as he has here tonight.
It's almost as if he's feeling for the pitch or trying to find it somehow.
Yeah.
Low throw scooped out by Pujols. Roan gave the Rays a run in the 6th with a home run. 2 from Denard Span's 7th inning home run. Robertson has driven in a run. He's now at first. That's a foul ball straight back and out of play. Still a ball, 2 strikes. Wave and a miss on that pitch up.
And that's another one. You know, we saw him going after, you know, some curveballs that were well off the plate, and that, you know, right there is a slider by Pena. Not at all well executed, kind of up and away. Just one of those nights.
Two outs in the inning. Well, Joey Wendell has hit the ball deep to right a couple times. The last time up about a step and a half from the wall. He fouls this one back. All of that against the left-handed starter Tyler Skaggs. Taps it foul, puts Wendell down 0-2. Pena, 28 years old. 6 innings from Archer tonight. In the low 90s in pitch count. and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays and the Angels playing 4 games in this series. Hot shot. That ball is fair off the mitt of Pujols. He's going to have to chase it. On his way to third is Robertson. And Wendell gets a base hit. That ball eventually recovered by Kinsler. And it's 1st and 3rd for the Rays.
It took him a while, but how about the Rays just smoking some baseballs now? Wendell with another hard hit ball. This one is able to get away from the grasp of Albert Pujols. This inning stays alive. Ball right off the edge of that glove.
Nice move by Manny Gonzalez to get out of the way of that. Deflected by the mitt of Pujols. Brad Miller in the batter's box. Pitch is low and blocked by Maldonado. Miller's the 8th Ray to come to the plate. Robertson's at 3rd. Wendell at first base. Well, may as well keep it going and add another run or 2. See if Miller can come up with a 2-out hit. Brad singled in the 6th. And a good look for ball 2 on the fastball. 2-0.
You know, we've seen this a lot this season from this offense. Once they get going and with the way that they're able to put together innings, it's like the guys just feed off each other, feed off of the success of the guy in front of you. Hard hit baseballs, running the bases well. And a long drawn out 7th.
This pitch is fouled back. He was swinging there on that 2-0 fastball and fouled it. Rays with 11 hits, 6 of those off the starter Tyler Skaggs, 4 off Johnson. 1 run off Skaggs and 3 against Johnson. 2-1. Tapper foul. And that'll even the count. Kevin Cash looking on his club 4-3 on this road trip. Coming out of the sweep against Kansas City. Facing a tough Los Angeles Angels ball club. 2-2. Just a little bit of that one staying alive. Breaking ball up. Pena fell behind Miller. Now it's square at 2-2. It's popped up left side. Cozart angling out now Simmons. It's going to be Cozart who drops it. 1 run is scored. Wendell's headed to the plate and he is out. But the Rays pick up another run. Wendell trying to score as well. The Angels recovered in time. And the Rays, for a moment, thought they might want to take a look at that play, but they've decided not to. So Miller reaches on an error charge to Cozart, allowing the run to score. The Rays now lead 5-0. local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Sling TV. Live TV you love only better. And by your local Honda dealer. Late night with the Rays from Anaheim.
That's right. That's the eye patch.
The scary things come out late at night.
Yeah,
That's intimidating.
What was under the eye patch?
A very good question.
I can't remember. I mean, I remember that look was better than what was ever under it, so that's not a good thing.
Simmons leads it off, and the first pitch here in the bottom of the seventh is a strike. That's Malik Smith. He takes over in center field, and Johnny Field moves over to play right. The high chop to the right side. Wendell with a quick toss to first to take care of Simmons on the chopper. One away. Well, the Rays scored 4 in the top half of the inning. Got a gift for the 4th run. And now it's Ian Kinsler. Kinsler has been victimized on a couple of very good plays by the Rays infield. Last time he hit into a double play started by Robertson at shortstop. First pitch is a strike. Good 90s in the pitch count department for Chris Archer. Ooh, this one bounces in, and it got a part of Ramos.
Yes, it did. Not much for him to do. It was spiked far enough out in front. These guys take a beating.
Two and one. It's going to be a rough night behind the plate. Romo and Pruitt have been up in the Rays bullpen. Kinsler fouls this one back. One out, base is empty. Calhoun is on deck. Shot into right field. Johnny Field is right there to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down in the 7th inning. Calhoun was called out on strikes in the first inning and then victimized on Wendell's nice play at second and the 5th. One ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Cash keeping an eye on Archer. Over 100 pitches now. And he is behind Calhoun. Catcher Maldonado is on deck. Finds a strike zone. Ball 4. Archer gives up the 2-out walk. Snyder on the bullpen phone, and here comes Kevin Cash. So the 2-out walk puts a man on first base and brings Kevin Cash out. He's going to make a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Against the Angels, Chris Archer's night is over, and highlighted it coming in. He throws the ball extremely well against his team, whether it's here or whether it's back at Tropicana Field. And he, once again, was very good here tonight, pitching deep into this ball game. 2 outs into the 7th inning. Gave up just the 2 hits, no runs. Got some help from his defense. Fastballs on the corner. That slider, the slider up above the zone to Trout. Got him twice with that pitch. And he will sit here and watch the bullpen try and finish this ball game off. But across the board, outside of the 4 walks, but none of those have come around to score. And still fewer base runners than innings pitched.
And Austin Pruitt is on to face Martin Maldonado. Calhoun at first, 2 gone. Pruitt comes in with a fastball, strike call. Pruitt worked 3 1/3 in Baltimore on Sunday. Oh, 2. Rays waited until the 6th to get on the board with 1. Then they put 4 up, 3 earned in the 7th inning. Cutting them is Maldonado strikes out to retire the Angels in the 7th. We go to the 8th, 5-0. Well, late night with the Rays from Anaheim.
You know what that is? I was just told what we were going to be covering in the postgame show. And that's the live shot of the booth. Because it's not happening.
Yeah, we've got the postgame coming up. And we'll anchor it all right here from the booth on the postgame. Brought to you by WB Mason. We'll hear from Kevin Cash and minor league updates from around the Rays farm system.
Can't wait.
We go to the 8th. And the pitch is upstairs. Christian Arroyo, 1 for 3 tonight, making the start at third base. Ground ball, that's going to go up the middle, a base hit. And Arroyo picks up his second hit. Rays already in double figures in that department. That's 12.
Tell you what, this team can add up the hits quick. And again, slicing it right through the middle of the field. Everybody getting in on the act. Well, they came into this ball game, Dwayne, second in the American League in average, second in on-base percentage. How about that?
Yep.
Becoming a dangerous, multifaceted offense.
The Rays can spread that out a little bit and turn those into runs, and they've certainly done that tonight with 5 on the board. Pitch inside the field. It's 2-0. Johnny Field getting a start in center field. Now he's moved over to right. And he is 2 for 3. His base hit in the 7th started the 4-run inning. 2-1. And a long one to left. A lot of lift on that baby, and it is gone. Home run for Johnny Field. That's his 3rd. And the Rays add 2 more. Field turns on that 2-1 pitch. And now the Rays lead 7-0.
Well, I guess C.J. Cron, his blast in the 6th inning, woke this offense up, this sleeping giant of an offense.
Malik Smith pops one into left. Chris Young is under this one. Makes the catch. We'll take another look at the home run off the bat of Johnny Field.
A predictable pitch and a predictable count, and see ya.
Ball to short. Bernard Span, who had homered in the 7th inning, is the 2nd out here in the 8th. So the Rays have hit 3 home runs tonight. Archer worked 6 2/3. Pruitt got the final out in the 7th. Strike to C.J. Cron. Cron has a home run, an infield hit, a stolen base, and another run scored. Behind right now, 0-2. Too low. 1-2. Well, here's that home run by Crone. Geico, great moment. 395 feet at 112.5 miles per hour. And a swing and a miss. That will take care of the Rays in the 8th, but they add 2. Bottom of the 8th coming, 7-0 Rays. Second of the month. And we go to the bottom of the inning. Zach Cozart, the third baseman, leads off for the Angels. Fouls the first pitch right back. Austin Pruitt in relief of Chris Archer. Pruitt struck out Maldonado to end the 7th. One and one. And to left field, Span is there and makes the catch. Now Mike Trout. Trout has struck out twice tonight. Archer got him twice on high sliders. Popped out to second his first time. Pitch. There's a strike. Trout right now is 0 for his last 18. I'd like to keep that going for a while. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hard to believe that 278 right down the middle won't go up for him at some point. Or maybe there's just not enough pitches that get there. Shouldn't be.
Skies this one into center field. And Alex Smith makes the catch. 2 away.
Yeah, now 0 for 19, and you know, Mike Trout has said getting that front foot down in time for him and in rhythm is huge with his swing. In fact, it's everything with his swing. And right now doesn't feel comfortable with the timing of that front foot. And hopefully the Rays, you know, are able to take advantage of that during the course of this series. Because as you pointed out, Wayne, it's been a good number of games now where things have not gone his way.
Upton takes a pitch too high. 1 ball, no strikes. Chris Young. replaced Upton when he was hit on the left hand by a pitch. So the first plate appearance for Young. He lifts it into left toward the line. Spans after it there and makes the catch just fair to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, on to the ninth, 7-0 Rays.
The Rays are up 7-0 here in the top of the 9th inning. Well, let's take a look at Kevin Kiermaier commenting on Lou Pinella's epic meltdown.
I feel like Lou is one of those guys who originated taking the base out of the ground and throwing it and thinking the umpires would pick it up, which I don't think has ever happened. But I've heard a lot of good stories about Lou. Oh, here's Lou. Jerry Davis, still in the big leagues right now. Punting the hat.
Dwayne, I hear you have some pretty good stories about Lou Piniella.
Who doesn't?
Anything you can share?
Well, if you've spent any time with Lou, you're going to have some stories. What a great personality and how fun he was. Meanwhile, we go to the 9th inning. Eduardo Paredes, the new pitcher. Marte takes over at first. 1-0 the count here.
You've never
Daniel
done that
Robertson.
before. Dwayne, you've never done that before.
What? What is that?
You meanwhiled yourself.
This one is down.
You got into a little bit of a story
Yeah,
and then meanwhiled yourself.
Well, of course, because the inning starts. There's a timing mechanism in play here.
You hold yourself accountable.
Of course, I would hope so.
I love the meanwhile. Meanwhile,
It's
just your way of saying,
2 and
you know,
1.
moving on.
And we've moved on to the 9th. There's Marte at first. Paredes on the mound. Robertson with a count of 2-1. And the Rays have moved some base runners around to lead 7-0. They've hit 3 home runs.
Boy, late explosion. C.J. Cron kind of broke the seal there in that 6th inning, and then 7th inning. He went to town. A couple more in the 8th.
Robertson fouls it out of play.
A lot of different guys getting involved once again. Double digit in hits once again.
So it's skied up the right side. That will be out of play. Well, Robertson out of the number 3 spot tonight has been on base all 4 times. 2 walks, 2 singles. a run scored, and a full count this time up.
Yeah, good to see him get going again. He had a little bit of a slide there last couple of weeks. Last week or so, maybe.
And he's on again.
Wow.
5 times tonight as he draws the 3rd walk of the evening.
Now this bullpen we talked about with the Angels kind of in flux with some overwork early in the season, some injuries.
You know, the Angels staff has walked only 4. Snyder walked in the 5th, and the other 3 belong to Robertson. And here's Wilson Ramos. He takes one inside, 1-0. Rays with a run in the 6th. 4 more runs in the 7th and 2 runs in the 8th on the field home run. Strike on the outside corner. So right now the Rays have 7 runs, 13 hits. And it's a 2-1 count to Ramos. Paredes out of Venezuela. Fly ball, right center field. That's got a little carry, but Trout's going to be there to make the catch. And Robertson retreats to first. Well, we have multiple post games. After our post game, be sure and tune in for the in-depth analysis of Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Lightning and the Capitals. We'll have everything you need to know on the Lightning Live post-game show tonight, right after Rays Live. Lightning tying that series at 2-2 with a 4-2 win. It's down and in to Joey Wendell.
What a strange series so far. Yeah, the road teams have won all the games.
Yep.
Lose 2 at home, go on the road. That looks daunting. Come out, win both of those. You can never tell. You just keep playing. First one to 4.
Big cut in the mids, 1-1.
I'm getting excited.
Yep.
I'm almost done with the coffee. Got the big post game coming.
Yes, we do.
You know, that's going to be an extravaganza.
As they all are.
They all are, and especially late night.
Foul ball, and Wendell will try to walk that one off.
He got thrust into some early action here and has hit the ball hard 3 times he's come to the plate. 2 deep, towering fly balls to right center. That ball was hit hard and unfortunately right off the foot.
One on, one out with a 1-2 count, and Wendell recovered sufficiently to step back in there. Ground ball foul off the facing of the Rays dugout. Well, this game was scoreless through 5 until C.J. Cron led off the 6th with his 11th home run of the year. Two and 2. We had talked about the possibility of 30 home runs for him. He's on a 40-plus pace right now.
Getting that, that regular playing time. He knows that his name is going to be in the lineup just about every day. Hitting in the 2-hole now and doing a great job up there.
Ooh, a little close. Getting out of the way of that one at the last moment. 3 and 2.
Boy, he's just trying to throw a strike there, and Paredes has been all over the place. Right through his armpit.
Well, it's full now. And strike 3 called. As Diaz understands it's late night with the Rays here.
Yeah, and Joey Wendell, the body language, we've seen it from a number of hitters. We've seen it from both pitchers here tonight. Just never sure when those pitches on the fringe are going to be called. Nothing consistent about the strike zone here tonight.
Here's Brad Miller.
That was Enrico Palazzo right there. He had the ring going early. That was like Lieutenant Frank Drebin when he filled in Enrico Palazzo with Spiewak on the mound.
Yep.
And
Ground ball to the left side, going to be a tough play, and no throw. So a base hit for Miller. Robertson moves up to second for the Rays, their 14th hit. Simmons could not get that throw away. Christian Arroyo again. He is 2 for 4 tonight. Getting a start at third base. Ball, no strikes. Single to lead off the 8th and scored on Fields' home run. Up and in a bit. 2-0. Foul out of play. 2-1. Paredes with a little velocity, but control is an issue for him.
you know, overall, when you look at this Angel pitching staff, you know, they're second in the American League in walks. 4 more tonight.
The pitch foul back, 2-2. They've been getting some pretty good starting pitching, but the bullpen is a question. They're looking for answers there and some kind of organization to the bullpen.
Well, especially if you're going to try to keep pace with Houston, because Houston has the ability. They're one of those teams that can go run and hide from you.
Into center field. Trout coming in a hurry. He gets there to make the catch. No runs, a hit. 2 left. Bottom of the 9th coming. 7-0 Rays. Late night with the Rays. The Rays and the Angels in Anaheim. Moving on to the bottom of the ninth inning. It has been something of an evening at the beach for the Rays, who have built a 7-0 lead. Mr. Pruitt on the mound. Marte hitting the spot originally held by Pujols. Marte took over at first base in the top of the inning, and he bats here in the bottom of the ninth. Tapper foul. Takes the count to 2 strikes. Ohtani on deck, and then Simmons. A 7-0 game. Ball to the right side. Wendell handles this one until Marte is out, number 1.
Well, keeping it rolling here on the pitching side of things. Chris Archer getting everybody off and running with 6+ very strong innings, 6 2/3 to be exact, scoreless baseball. Bullpen picks it up from there, a couple outs away.
Well, here's Ohtani, and he is 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch outside. Ohtani is grounded out to second, hit a fly ball to left. Last time up, grounded out to first. That's back and out of play. The late souvenir, part of the crowd that stayed around, a crowd of 30,483. And his contingent still there. There's a blast to center field. All the way back. Malik Smith climbing the wall, and that one is out of here. Ohtani hits his 6th home run of the year to get the Angels on the board. The Angels score their first run in the last 2 games as Ohtani blasts this one out to center. Pruitt gives up the blast.
Well, that pitch just out over the plate, and Ohtani's be able to create a tremendous amount of leverage.
Ball taken for a strike by Simmons.
You know, he's lanky, he's tall, he's strong, he's got quick hands, he's got that high finish on the swing.
It's a chopper third base side foul.
Just hope that ends up being a garbage time home run.
Down, a ball and 2 strikes. One hopper to short. Robertson up with it. He makes the throw to first. That's the second out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the Rays an out away from taking the first game of this series. Trying to pick up their 5th win on this road trip. Won 4 out of 5 and 3 in a row. Kinsler looks at strike one. Ground ball up the middle, but the defense positioned perfectly, and that will end it. Wendell over to first, a 4-3, 1 run, 1 hit in the 9th inning. And the Rays have taken the first game of this series in Anaheim. It's a 7-1 final for the Rays, 7 runs, 14 hits, no errors with 9 left. For the Angels, a run, 3 hits, 1 error with 6 men left. Archer will get the win. His record is 3-3. Skaggs takes the loss. His record also 3-3. Time of the game 3 hours and 6 minutes for 30,483. So a good start for the Rays here in their 4-game series against a very good Anaheim ball club, and they've come away with a victory over the Angels. So the Rays pick up their 20th victory. They're 2 games under 500 now. They are 20-22. In the aftermath of this victory, let's go to the field and Michelle.
Thanks, Dwayne. Denard, you were pretty unhappy with the call that made it a 2-strike count in the at-bat that you hit the home run.